All right, I'm going to have a go at the Guardian's Cryptic Crossword for Thursday, April 24th, set today by Panga Kupu. But first, let's have our cryptic clue of the day. All right, not quite New Zealand, but posh trio go around both sides of Australian landmark. 5 letters. Posh trio go around both sides of Australian landmark. Let me know how you get on with that one. Okay, let's see what Panga Kupu has. Agrees Bill should have trousers. Ah, not exactly sure how to. There's no obvious wordplay. I mean, maybe Bill. Why should have Oh, trousers is a wordplay, a word positioning. Yeah, so I think should have goes around Bill to give a word for agrees. Yeah, I don't see that. Let's try the downs. Mug repeatedly cheers choral work. I think it's going to be a choral work like an oratorio or a. Oh, I'm not exactly sure what another choral work might be. Mug. Okay, is the repeatedly going to be for the mug or for the cheers? Oh, cheers, of course. Yeah, there we go. I just realized, of course, we often see it's cheers can be thank you, which can be ta, and ta ta definitely can be repeated, and you get a cantata. Prokofiev has a good one for the October Revolution. And can is a mug, I suppose. All right, nymph appearing in promotional material for Quarry. Well, promotional material can be ad, and I do know I think a dryad is one kind of a nymph, but I think there are others for quarry. Now, is that quarry where you get stone from, or you are the quarry being hunted? Yeah, don't get that yet. Daughter is left to fool around in books. Well, I wonder, daughter can be D. Maybe is literally is and then L. To fool around in books. Books of the Bible, of course. Maybe we anagram left after DIS, but I do like a DIS beginning. I'm just looking up at one across. To agree to something might be to accept it, so could accepts work? Bill should have. No, I mean, what is a word? Yeah, sorry, I'm going back to one across. We'll leave that for now. All right, garden implement, right in drier surroundings. Okay, I think it's going to be a garden implement, shovel, but right, I think we're going to put R inside of dryer, I suppose, a word for dryer. No, I don't see it. Retiring comedian stressed about source of humor. Now, there's a lot of possibilities with that one. I think we'll do one more down. Called in a group of soldiers to plan. Yeah, I think maybe it's going to mean called or called in. a group of soldiers, regiment, or and then to plan. Yeah. No, let's go back. Pot, certain thing, ineffectual, people rejected. Yeah, rejected sounds like a reversal. What are ineffectual people? But if they're rejected and that's a plural noun, then maybe, depending on how much is reversed, maybe this is going to begin with S. And is it going to be pot, as in a saucepan of some kind? Skillet? Certain thing? Yeah, what's the certain thing? It, maybe? Or that? No. Survey, part of cricket match involving clubs. Ooh. Is it going to be a survey or, oh, maybe match involving clubs? I don't know. Oh, maybe it's they're the different kinds of golf tournaments or contests. What's that first part? I mean, could it be anti something? Match involving clubs. Or maybe it's something to do with a card game. Snap. No. Panga Cooper is being tricky today. When one may have studied fishtail. I think it's going to be when one may have studied something like senior year or no, hard exercising with jacket half on. Ooh, I wonder if we're going to anagram hard with jacket half. And then it would, yeah, half on, is that the definition? Oh, maybe hard is the definition. And then a word for exercising, could that be our old friend PE? No, I think it would have to be, excuse me, with half of jacket around it. So is it going to be a JA? Hard? No, I don't see a word for hard beginning with JA. Confused Dane, cornered by Claudius. There's the rubbing. Wow. So I think confused means we're going to anagram Dane. Now cornered by, I presume that's going to be surrounded by. But Claudius, how do we get Claudius down to 4 letters? There's the rubbing. Oh, is there another name for brass rubbing? Or, just any of those kind of things where you put some paper. I think we did it in Scouts over some kind of monument and then you rub it with a crayon or something. No. Touch thorax, gathering temperature for allergy treatment. I think it is going to be an allergy treatment. But what is an allergy treatment? Antihistamine. All right. Oh, yeah. Treatment, of course, could mean to anagram. Gallery. No. Fruit. the writer tucked into now and later after cooking. Oh, well, I'm thinking the writer is going to be I or me, and that's going to be tucked into maybe twice, or maybe it's me and we separated the M and the E into the fruit, and then it's going to mean after cooking. Now it's again it's a 10-letter word, but they've broken it up. We've seen that before. And I think it usually turns out to be a compound word where maybe the setter thought it was two words and then the editor, every man, decided no, it's actually one word. Although I would think the setters know all of that themselves. Don't see it. Augment with bling, especially in a bracelet. No, I don't get that. Oh, an Irish clue. Row after Irish festival gets more spirited. Okay. I must tell you the story sometime of how I got a letter published in the Dallas Morning News about the word Donnybrook. Anyway, um, row after Irish. Yeah, I'm thinking maybe the definition is going to be more spirited, something like rowdier. But I think maybe we're going to start with I for Irish, or maybe it is an Irish festival. Well, we have the famous Feis Ceol, the Feisina, but I don't think the average solver in the Guardian would be expected to know the word feis. Although I think there is there a what do you call it, a concert series in London every year, the Feis. So maybe there is some familiarity with that word. Oh, in fact, I think that is. I just realized, of course, we have a row instead of row, could be a tier, and that would give you feistier. Oh, I'm very impressed that the Guardian thinks that the average solver will know that word. I'm going to make a note just to see how many people at 15 squared are saying they've never heard of that word before, which I would completely understand. All right, glad to get that one. Capital city, extravagant, mostly sleeping. I'm thinking it's going to be a capital city. Maybe we're going to have a word for extravagant and then most of a word for sleeping. But that's a lot to fit into 6 letters. No. Harness, oil at sea for the most part. Oh, oil at sea could be a slick. I don't know if there's some kind of a horse harness with slick in its name. Oh, and oh no, of course, at sea is an anagram indicator. But where are the 10 letters? Harness oil. Maybe it's harness oil, and the definition is for the most part. Well, let's try the anagram helper and at least see if I have the right number of letters. I do. For the most part, yeah, really just looking for one word that might then get me the rest of it. But I'm not Ariel. No, if it's there, I'm gonna feel very silly that I didn't spot it. But Not seeing it. Orchestra finally directs adopting C scales. I'm thinking scales might be the definition. Orchestra finally sounds like an A. Directs, a word for directs, adopting or taking a C inside it. And that's going to mean scales. Now, is that as in climbs or weighing scales? I think it's going to be climbs. Yeah, I'm thinking about ascends. Yeah, if you direct people, you might send them. All right, that one wasn't too tricky, I think. Dutch city, ancient city, realistic about introduction of tourism. All right, I think it's going to be a Dutch city. Introduction of tourism, I think, is a T that's going to go inside. Yes, I was just thinking about ancient city is often, we need a short one, and that's often Ur, or I don't know how you pronounce it, but if that goes around the T, we might have Utrecht, but how is that realistic? Oh, echt. Yeah, I think it's a German word. I would have thought it more like the original. Let me pause and look up that word. Yeah, it means real or genuine, the true, not counterfeit. So realistic. Yeah, I'm not sure that's exactly realistic. I don't think means the same as real, but anyway. All right, back to the downs. Where did we get to? Brandish weapon with energy over one of a theatrical disposition. Yeah, I think it's going to be something of a theatrical disposition because I think we're going to brandish weapon. I don't know what that is with E for energy. Over one, could it be a word that ends in I and mean of a theatrical disposition? I was trying to think of words for waving a sword around, but yeah, I can't see it. One young guy coming in to copy enamel work. I think it will be enamel work. Now, is that going to be something artistic, some term, or is it going to be something to do with dentistry? I think one is probably going to be I, then young guy. Oh, I think that's going to come into a word for copy. I think the S then is probably going to be part of young guy. Copy could be clone, ape. No, I don't see it. Assistance in bringing up English children at first in troubled times. Maybe it's going to be assistance. And I think we're going to, children at first, I think is going to be C, English is E. And I think I think they're going to be brought up or reversed inside an anagram of times. Yeah, that looks likely. And it's going to mean assistance. All right, let's try the anagram helper times EC. And it's going to mean, oh, it's going to end in S. Yeah, is there going to be a word for assistance? Oh, That's funny. I had a very similar clue as my cryptic clue of the day, the other while of the other, yes. Because it's assistance in bringing up. I think I said something like it might help to work it out, but it's emetics. Ah, darn it. Hold on. I'm so excited that I had a similar clue to the Guardian. All right. Forecast for aircraft to sequester carbon. Oh, I think it's going to be a word for forecast. And I think we're going to have a type of aircraft that is going to go around carbon. Now I can never remember if carbon is simply C. Yeah, I think it's just C. Forecast. I'd like it to be project. Ah, yes. For is pro. Aircraft is jet, and that goes around the carbon. Unsophisticated. Lust about anything vulgar. Yeah, maybe it's going to be unsophisticated. And we're going to put a word for lust about, I don't know, anything vulgar. Is that going to be tat? What's a two-word phrase for unsophisticated? Not. No. Was dismissive of Chap's second edition. Well, I'm wondering if Chap's second is simply H and then addition, and it's going to mean was dismissive of something like huffed or what's addition? Issue? Maybe addition is ED, and so chap might be, yeah, chap might be, yes, I think chap's, something belonging to a chap would be his, a second is an S, and addition is ED. I'm not sure if I've seen that before. Usually it's a journalist for the editor. Figurative expression, very high notes brought about, end of mirror. All right, I think it's going to be a figurative expression. Very high note brought about, the end of mirror is going to be an R in there somewhere. What is a figurative expression? Simile. No. All right, we've looked at everything once and not much to show for it. Where do I have a lot of letters? Well, we have the starting O for our capital city. Mostly sleeping. Yeah, let me pause and I need to adjust my blinds. It was very cloudy when I started the video and now the sun has come out. Well, after I adjusted the blinds, I was thinking extravagant might be considered over the top. And then thought of Ottawa as the capital city. I presume sleeping is away and we drop the Y. Not exactly sure about why away is sleeping, but I may be misreading it. All right, now our figurative expression, very high notes brought about. Yeah, I'm not even sure what a figurative expression is supposed to be. Well, I suppose like speaking figuratively. Yeah, and I think we have to separate very high and note. That E might be the note, but what is a very high in three letters, I suppose? Oh, two, maybe? Mm, no. I was just wondering about maybe figurative as in a figure and number three, but I don't see why that would be right. All right, here's was our harness oil at sea for the most part. Oh, it is still looking like the harness oil anagram. No, I'll wait till I get another letter, I think. That was our augment with bling. Oh, especially I think can be ESP. Augment with bling. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I think it might be. I was going to say be sparkle, but I think it's be spangle. So augment with bling is the definition, and we put especially inside a bangle. All right. Ooh, low. Uh, oh, I was. Maybe Utrecht is wrong. Yeah, which. No, no, Utrecht is right. We got the. No, so not low brow. All right, well, what's the lust about anything vulgar? Uh, no, I don't see it. How about this long one in the middle? Brandish. No, I think we had those. Oh, no, we didn't have the E. Maybe it is brandish, as in swashbuckle or something like that. Energy over one. Oh, disposition might indicate an anagram. Could it be an anagram of theatrical? I don't think so. Retiring. Comedians stressed about source of humor. Oh, source of humor is probably going to be an H. Yeah, yeah, I can't think of anything for retiring. While I was paused, I was looking again at my touch thorax. Gathering temperature. Yeah, it really does sound like allergy treatment. So we're going to have, well, the thorax is the chest, right? Some a word for touch, maybe, and then chest. Oh, because I think if we put a T inside, I'm wondering if the T is going to go here. Is it some kind of test? Um, so the CH would have to go there. What is that allergy treatment? A something test? I mean, I had allergy treatment a few years ago, and the worst part of it was where they put that little row of plastic things that inject each of the irritants into your skin, and they dig that in, That was, yeah, very painful, but it was quite successful. Is there some kind of, is there a name for that test? I would have just called it an allergy test. But what is touch? Of course, to touch somebody can also mean to borrow money from them. Can I touch you for a bob? Um, that would, let's see, theatrical disposition would now have an S there. Ooh, there is a word we've had before, impresario. Oh no, that's not going to fit. Nope, not not even close. I'm seeing ghosts. No, I think I'm going to get rid of my chest test. Touch thorax. What else can the thorax be? I was wondering if we anagram thorax, but touching it, we anagram it. But we're not going to have enough letters. Here is our fruit. The writer tucked into now and later. After cooking. I don't even know if there is a word for after cooking. Oh, of course, cooking is anagramming, so. I think. Yeah, it's now plus later is 8 letters plus me. I think we're going to get watermelon. Oh, my goodness, oops, water. Then I have to go to the next one. All right, unfortunately, not great letters. Although I think knowing that is A, probably AIN, I would think retiring. And what would a comedian? Oh, maybe a comedian is 8 letters and maybe that is anagrammed about the H. Let's try the anagram helper and see if something possible jumps out at us. Retiring. Yeah, I should have put in, I think, the I in the second last. Are the C and the H going to go together? Yeah, is it going to be retiring as in shy and retiring, or going to bed, retiring from work? Yeah, I'm not saying medic. No. Uh, no, I'm very bad at spotting the anagrams today. Here was our enamel work. Let me pause and just maybe look up enamel work as a type of art. All right, I Googled it and I found the Encyclopedia Britannical article, and apparently there's a technique called, I'm sure I'm pronouncing this incorrectly, cloisonne, something like that. So it is clone around the outside, and that goes around I for one, and young guy is son. All right. Oh, maybe that is going to be some kind of test. Allergy treatment. No, don't see it. Let's try our harness oil. All right, we've got another letter, so let me try my harness oil. Oh, the lion's share, of course. Dear, oh dear. Yeah, should have got that earlier. All right, so now over one of a theatrical disposition. Ooh, how about a Shakespearean? Yes, so I was wondering yesterday on Shakespeare's birthday if we would get a theme, but we didn't. But obviously, brandish, I think, is to shake. The weapon is a spear. Energy is E. And one of, I suppose, could be an. And then I think that's how we're supposed to read it. And they are maybe just over one. Yeah, one thing could be a or an. And so of a theatrical disposition. May or may not be, hence the question mark. All right, I should really be able to get this unsophisticated. But maybe unsophisticated is low, and then we need a word for lust, or maybe lust about reversed. And it's going to mean, the whole thing will mean anything vulgar, low. Yeah, I'm going to pause and run through the alphabet for that first letter of the second word. I went through the alphabet, I didn't see anything. I did think about T here, and I just thought of words like tosh. I never thought of tech. So the definition is actually unsophisticated, could be low tech. And to lust is to lech, and that goes about the word out, O-W-T, which is anything vulgar, I suppose, in the vernacular or slang. Out could be anything. All right, tricky one. So now let's get our figurative expression. I am thinking of some word like toki, but I think that might be from poetry. What about endo? Yeah, let me pause again. Well, I'm really not getting anything great for this one. I did think of trope, but I think that's more of a cliched plot device or something that happens, a trope. Not sure that's a figurative expression. And to tope is to drink. But anyway, let's go ahead and check that word. It is right. Yeah, I really don't. I did not expect that to be right, so I'm a little taken aback. Well, anyway, we'll see what they say at 15 squared. Very high notes. Oh, very high is top. Plus the E is the note. Now I think that's it. I'm still not sure I would have thought of a trope as being a figurative expression, but maybe it is. All right, our survey now. Match involving clubs. Oh, something open? Oh, if we break it after cricket, then I think it's going to be survey. And then part of cricket could be their wing or their leg, thorax. Match involving clubs. Oh, I was just thinking about a survey. You might give something the once over. Oh, again, we don't jump to the next word. All right. So part of cricket match, I think, is over. Involving clubs. Yeah, I'm not sure. I mean, maybe the O for over starts there and then we finish here. And so NCEO is clubs. Well, clubs can be C. NEO. Oh, one over, I think, is the part of a cricket match, and then you put the C inside of that. I think that must be it. All right. Oh, I never noticed we got a nice K here for a confused Dane, cornered by Claudius. Again, oh, Claudius might be king. Well, he was an emperor, but I'm just wondering if. But there's the rubbing. Oh, how about kneading? Yes, so it's a different kind of rubbing, I suppose. So it is king for Claudius. Oh, is it in Hamlet that Claudius is a king, not the emperor? I think that's what that is. So, of course, Dane, yeah. And there's the rub. Isn't that a line in Hamlet? Anyway. All right. When one may have studied fish tail. Oh, school. I like school something because obviously fish can travel around in schools. School times, school year, school. Yeah, I don't get the tail part. Here's our comedian. Oh, yeah, so an H. What's going to come between if it is an anagram of comedian plus H? Yeah, let me pause and ponder that little mystery. Well, I wasn't getting any anagram there, and no wonder. Uh, yeah, so I had to go to wordplays.com in the end. A comedian might be a wit. Then we have the H, the source of humor. And then stressed is drawn, I suppose, could be. And so you get retiring is somebody who is withdrawn, all right? This was our pot. Certain things. Oh, ineffectual people. I was going to say wimps. Oh, but maybe wets. Oh, and there could be like a stew pot, I would have said. Wasn't there a DJ Ed Stew Pot Stewart? Certain thing. What is a pot? A stew? Oh, I don't know what that is. Let me try my garden implement. Oh, a trowel. Oh, of course, a dryer might be a towel, something that dries you. I like playing the waffle game, and they always give funny phrases with the words they use when you solve it. And they said one of the leading causes of dry skin is towels. That made me laugh. Ooh, could it? School trip? School tour? tail. Oh, tail can be to dog somebody, to follow them, but I don't see that either. Oh dear. And this is called in a group of soldiers to plan. I think it's going to be to plan just because the ending of the word doesn't look like called in. So I think it's going to be called in as wordplay. A group of soldiers. No, don't see that. And there's my allergy treatment. All right, I think I'm going to give that one last think, and then if I don't get it, I'll have to use word plays again. I just thought, I do remember getting a test when I was a child, and they put little band-aids over me, and I think they might call that a patch test. And of course, a touch could be a pat. In fact, I had some clue ready with a similar thing, just to warn you. So I think that might be it. Pat is the touch, then the chest going around the T. Let's go ahead and check that one. It is right. Okay. Yeah, I just had a vague memory of that. All right, this was our daughter is left to fool around in books. Could it be books of the Bible? Some group of them, or something like a trilogy. Okay, I did think it might be DIS, to fool around. What word for, books, of course, could be like a referee books, maybe for dissent, that would fit. Books. Don't see it, but then what would our agrees bill? I'm thinking about should have could be ought, but I think with that C there, that's unlikely. Could a bill? Oh, a bill can be an account due AC, but I'm wondering if it could be an ad. Agrees. Oh, exceeds would be agrees, but I don't see how. We do have a bill in AC, and we also have seeds. Let me go ahead and check that one. No. Oh, how about trousers? I remember having corduroy trousers when I was a boy, and we would call them cords, and we thought they were very cool. So accords, now I think of accords more as a noun, but let's check that one. That is right. I got it at the second bite of the cherry. And so I think it's just bill, and then I think should have is just a joining word, followed by the cords, corduroys, which was one of my clues recently. I'm sure you got that. Oh, so now, I'm thinking from a quarry you might get ore. Yeah, I'm not sure if the material goes with the quarry or with the promotional, but I think there might be an Oriad. Let's check that. That one is right. Okay, here was hard exercising with jacket half on. Don't get that. I don't think it's going to start with an anagram of hard. Ra, D. No, I don't see that. All right, let me try and finish this stew something. Well, apparently there's a word stew pan, and I've a vague memory that the word nap might be a sure thing in horse racing and in betting terminology, but I'm not exactly sure about that, so we will check it at 15 squared. All right, but now we're called in to plan, I think, is going to be the definition. Yeah, I'm wondering about advance. Maybe is it a triple definition? Because a group of soldiers could be an advance party, and to plan something might be to advance it. I'm not exactly sure, but how is called in? Oh, and it's going to give a very unlikely letter there with the V. I don't think there's any school, Tove, Tave, Tive. No, so I don't think it's going to be that. Group of soldiers. Yeah, let me pause and try and think of a word for plan. I think arrange is a better word for plan. Called in. Is it a homophone? A group of soldiers arrange? I don't get that at all. Oh, and I'm not sure now. Let me go ahead and check that one. It is right, but I'm not seeing when one may have studied. Oh, school term. Yeah, I think term as an abbreviation for termination can mean the ending of something, which could be the tail end. Yeah, that makes sense. All right, just two left, I hope. Let me pause and think about my books. Well, I forgot about the L that I thought was going to be there. So I spent some time trying to think of words beginning DISL and I couldn't think of them. But then I remembered left is port. And I think if you disport yourself or children may disport is very archaic language for playing around. And so I think it's fool around in books, meaning in old books. That makes sense. All right, so now hard exercising with jacket, half on. Oh, half on might be the O at the end. Oh, maybe it's hard exercising like CrossFit. I have some friends who are members of the CrossFit cult. And then it's going to be a jacket. Oh, is it? Oh, is it a martial art like Aikido? We've had Tai Bo. Is there a? There's Taekwondo. Is there a something else? Jacket. I also know it can be a dinner jacket. DJ. Um, what could that word be? Assuming everything else is right. Yeah, let me pause and give it a minute before I go to word plays. Yeah, I ran through the alphabet and luckily only had to get to C, and I thought of cardio. And so I think your jacket might be your cardi. I don't think a cardi is a jacket. I think that's a bit of a cheat. But anyway, and then it is half of the word on. All right, I got to the end. That was a tough one today from Pangakupu. Yeah, let's look for our Maori, uh, as if we're going to know what it means. As Adrian, I think, said, I think it might be that tapa hua mi haro. Yeah, I don't think it's the stuff at the bottom with the J and the C's are the first line. I think it's going to be the tapa hua. Anyway, let's see what that means over at 15. Oh, let me do the check all. Everything is still there. Oh, we did have a J. Did we have a Q? I don't think so. Okay, let's go over. All right, the blog today is by Peter O. My apologies for the late blog if I fell asleep while solving it. Oh dear, no reflection on the crossword. The fourth row gives tapahua, Maori for four sides. Model for health. Physical, spiritual, family, and mental health. Yeah, I think that sounds good. All right. Yeah, nap. Well, he doesn't say why it's a certain thing. Hopefully someone in the comments will explain further. An envelope of C from clubs, yeah, in 1 over, yeah, part of a cricket match, yeah. Kneading, and the king is Claudius, yeah. Fesh is an Irish festival, yeah, let's see if anyone in the comments queries that. Yeah, away is sleeping. Again, not sure why. Rang, of course, is called, and that is A in A, and then a group of soldiers. We've seen the Royal Engineers many times. Yeah, I should have been thinking of those abbreviations. There's our cloisonné. And trope, figurative expression. Well, let's see. Alan did it last night. 2 Maori words. And then mi haro means to admire. Didn't know cloisonné. Harder end of Pangakupu's, I'd agree with that. And where I come from, out is definitely not vulgar. I would question mug. I thought a nap was a hot tip, but not exactly a sure thing. Possibly. Term as in terminal, yeah. Never heard of fish. Yeah, so some people are questioning some of these definitions. Chambers does say disport is literary, so in books is good. Kate agree with some quibbles. All right, I'm not going to spend any more time looking at. You can do that yourselves if you're interested. Anyway, what a great site 15 squared is. We are very lucky to have it. All right, well, thanks as always for watching and have a great day.